The Miami Hurricanes should take advantage of the conference realignment while there's still time and join the SEC. Coop, what do you think?
No.
What's going on, Canes fans, and of course the rest of my college football family? I haven't forgotten about you guys as well. Welcome to a very hot topic, very much up for debate, which is why we are walking around outside along the edge of my property and not in the studio, because you guys know your boy Coop, if you see me outside, it's probably going to be a hot topic. So what I want to talk about today, this afternoon, is Miami joining the SEC, or maybe even the Big Ten. Let's go ahead and toss that in there as well, because right now there's this huge shift. The landscape of college football is changing once again. We already, of course, talked about the transfer portal, NIL stuff, and now here we go trying to create these super conferences. And there's a lot of talks right now of the ACC kind of just disappearing, becoming nothing. Nobody wants to be in the ACC. But I want to talk about how I feel, most importantly about Miami joining the SEC. Not necessarily the Big Ten, but we can talk about that too. And I really have one main reason as to why I'm against it. But before we get into that, let's actually talk about some of the reasons why Miami might want to join the SEC, or why it could potentially be a good thing. Let's really talk about it and let's break it down. And I want to see you guys discuss it down in the comment section and maybe bring up some points that maybe I miss. Some reasons as to why it would be a good thing or a bad thing, because of course we don't have time to cover every single one of them in this video. So of course there's the thing that's at the forefront of everyone's mind, which is the thing that makes the world go round, the green stuff, right?
I like money.
Money. There would absolutely be more money in the SEC for Miami for more reasons than I have time to list off. I mean, I saw some numbers and we're talking potentially 3 to 4 times the amount of money that Miami is receiving in the ACC, because, you know, what is it? What's the SEC's slogan? It just means more, or it means more, or I don't know, something like that. I don't really care about the SEC, if I'm being honest. So there's definitely more money involved, and that would benefit the university greatly, because we're not even just talking about football, right? We're talking about basketball, baseball, all sorts of stuff. So more money for the university is good. That helps everyone improve. That makes everything better. As much as I hate money, it's a necessary evil, and it's something that we do need. How do you think we went in and made all these hires and, you know, have done all these deals? Money. So money would be a huge factor, and it would be something that would make Miami want to consider joining the SEC. Now, I do want to make it very clear that these are all just talks. These are rumors. There's nothing official that says the SEC has approached Miami. There's been talks about them potentially approaching Clemson, maybe offering FSU, and a couple of other, trying to poach some teams out of the ACC to form this super conference. Now again, the Big Ten is in there as well, but I'm kind of focusing on the SEC right now. There's also the fact that if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And historically speaking, everyone knows that the SEC is a pretty strong conference. They get a lot of representation just out in the TV world in general, and also in the playoffs and in the national championship. So the SEC could be a tougher place to play, but at the same time, there's more opportunities to face off against stronger opponents. So there's the real possibility that the strength of schedule is much more in your favor. And what I mean by that is it's tougher, but you're facing bigger and better opponents. So more primetime games, which again takes us back to more money. And then on the chance that Miami does really improve like we're thinking over the next 3 to 5 years, could actually, pop in the SEC, a stronger, better conference, and compete. There's also the chance that you miss the opportunity to jump on the ship. So right now, while college football is just going crazy and, there's all these teams jumping ship. I mean, the SEC picked up Oklahoma and Texas as well. So this is something where once this train leaves the station, once they pick up a certain amount of teams, that opportunity may be gone. So this may be something to where if Miami doesn't approach them, or if they don't answer them, if they get approached by the SEC, this could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Could there be another major shift in the conferences, later down the road? Yes, but it might be 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. I don't know. So you really do have to think about this opportunity if it does arise. And I'm going to have a lot of Canes fans question me, and they're going to say, Coop, where's your conference pride? Why aren't you screaming from the rooftops, ACC, ACC? I'll tell you why. I don't give a crap about the ACC. I don't care about the conference that we play in overall. I don't have any ACC pride. I could care less because all I care about at the end of the day is the Miami Hurricanes. I don't care what conference they're actually playing in. So a lot of people tell me, hey, Coop, aren't you happy that, this is just hypothetical. They'll be like, hey, Miami might have lost, but aren't you happy that Clemson is playing in the national championship to represent the ACC, Coop? Bro, no. I could care less. I want Miami to be in the national championship. I don't care about some other team within our conference being in the national championship. That means absolutely nothing to me. I'm sorry. We will just have to agree to disagree if that matters to you, because I personally could care less. So let me just go ahead and drop a bomb on you guys and tell you the number one reason why I don't want Miami to join the SEC right now. So no, I'm not. I'm actually not opposed to Miami joining the SEC, especially if, the ACC is going to kind of dissolve in a way. I don't know that that's actually going to happen. I see people talking about that, but I don't necessarily think that's going to be a thing. The ACC still overall is a somewhat strong conference. I think they just need to drop a little more dough and possibly pull in some additional teams. So remember, we're talking about this shift in conferences. Well, we got to see what kind of moves the ACC might make. Maybe they also pull in some teams as well. Now, will that be as nice of a deal to other teams when they're getting approached by the SEC and, some numbers that the Big Ten and stuff is putting out? Possibly not. I don't know. But my number one reason why I don't want Miami to join the SEC yet is because we still haven't won the ACC. And here's the deal, guys. Maybe I'm just being petty. Maybe this is a stupid reason. If it is, then it is. But we would never hear the end of it, Canes fans, from opposing teams' fans if we leave the ACC and have never won it. Right? I mean, we made an appearance in 2017 under Mark Richt just to absolutely get rocked by Clemson. We had the miracle season, the cardiac Canes. Our only loss was to, I think, Pitt, our final game of the regular season. I went to that game against Clemson at the Panthers Stadium. And I sat there. It was like 32 degrees outside. And, bro, that game was over in the first 5 minutes. It was absolutely horrible. And then maybe we had that one time, I think, under Al Golden where we should have technically played in the ACC championship, but we had some sort of suspension or something like that. I can't remember, for some rules that were broken in previous seasons, yada, yada, whatever. So we haven't had an opportunity, or we've had the opportunity, but we haven't won the ACC yet. And I don't know if I can live with myself knowing that we went to the ACC, have been just clowned and made fun of because Miami comes to the ACC and they can't win anything. They've been a doo-doo team since they joined this conference. And then we turn around and leave it to go to what would technically be a tougher conference to play in. But still, even given that, I'm telling you guys, listen, Hear me out. And I know you're going to be like, Coop, I don't care, man. It doesn't matter to me. And that's cool. That's good for you, all right? But let's say 5 years from now, hypothetical. Use your imagination. 5 years from now, Miami is in the Southeastern Conference, playing in the national championship game under Mario Cristobal, and we win it. Actually, you know what? Let's even roll that back. It doesn't have to be national championship. Let's say SEC championship. Miami wins it. Guess what? All of us are going to hear the entire time. Congratulations, Canes fans. You won the SEC this year. Too bad you could never win the ACC before. And again, I know what you're saying. Again, Coop, it's the SEC, so it's tougher to play in anyway, so that's a huge accomplishment. I'll take it. But, bro, we will never hear the end of it if we leave the ACC without winning it. So here's the solution, in my opinion. Here's what we do. If we're actually thinking about doing this thing, first of all, we need to see if possibly the ACC wants to offer some more money in some sort of way. Maybe we renegotiate with the ACC, because if some other teams are going to be leaving, Miami could be, Miami gets views, bro, is what I'm trying to say. So what we do, maybe it's an opportunity to renegotiate a little bit, and then there's going to be a little bit of a power shift within the ACC. We would actually be in a position to run the ACC. Now, this is all hypothetical, but, with the type of recruiting that Mario's doing and the staff that he's hired, we're hoping, within 3 years that we're dominant, right? Back to kind of like in the past. So this would be an opportunity for us to consistently make ACC championship appearances, and as long as the ACC is not looked at as left behind or the inferior conference, then we could be talking regular playoff appearances as well. So it would be kind of tough in a way to leave that. I always say you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. But at the same time, if the ACC is still respected and one or two of the bigger teams do end up leaving it and Miami stays and we make more money, it's kind of a win-win in that scenario, right? But again, you have to think about the fact, we go back to something I mentioned earlier, and it's the fact that this could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So let's say the SEC does come knocking on Miami's door. They make us a deal we cannot refuse. I'm talking big boy money, right? Maybe, most of these things aren't happening immediately. Now, there are some of them that are going into effect as soon as the 2023 season, so next year. But what if the SEC approaches us, drops the bag, but it's something that won't go into effect for maybe the next 3 to 5 years, let's say. And in the meantime, Miami hangs back in the ACC and just dominates. What do you guys think about that? I think that could actually be something that could be nice, could work well for us. Maybe we win 1 or 2 ACC championships, then we upgrade and transition over to the SEC. I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Now, again, I really didn't even mention the Big Ten. I don't know, man. Again, this stuff changes daily, guys. So, depending on what happens with the ACC, maybe I change my mind. It's very possible. Don't come in here and say that I have to stick to this, because it's an evolving situation. It changes by the hour, man. But I don't really care for the Big Ten. I'm going to be honest. And like I said, I don't have conference pride, so I don't care about the ACC either. Heck, I don't care about the SEC or the Big 12 or any of these other conferences. Honestly, I just care about Miami. But if we were going to go to the Big Ten, unless something drastic that's negative happens to the ACC, I'd probably rather just stay in the ACC. Honestly, again, we would just have to see. But let me know how you guys feel about it down in the comment section below. Again, the world of college football, we keep saying that it's changing, and I don't really know if it's for the better yet. That's to be determined. But with the transfer portal, with NIL, with super conferences, and all these different things happen, you best believe that college football is going to start looking very different. And honestly, 3 to 5 years from now, we might not even recognize it. It might look totally different. And really, if you think about it, from even 5 years ago, from this season, it looks radically different, right? With all the other things that have went into play. So that's just kind of my personal take. I say no to the SEC unless something real bad happens with the ACC, and unless they just come in and, you know, drop the bag, which everyone benefits in that scenario. Let's keep it real. But maybe, just maybe, we can hang on in the ACC long enough to win a conference championship, because I don't want to hear it. I don't, man. So I guess this is what we'll end on. Would the pros outweigh the cons? Would there be more of a benefit still with joining the SEC over staying in the ACC? Again, that's another thing. I hate to ride the fence, but it's kind of to be determined, because we don't know what kind of numbers we're talking about. We don't know, like I said, if a bunch of teams jump ship and leave the ACC, where that possibly leaves Miami, who else goes to the SEC. But at the end of the day, I would say probably there are more pros than cons to joining the Southeastern Conference. I'm just keeping it real, man. And don't come in here and tell me that you're afraid of competition and you don't want to have to regularly play teams like, you know, Alabama and Texas A&M and Georgia and whoever else might get on the schedule. Bro, again, remember, we're taking this program to outer space. So we're looking up in the next 3 to 5 years. That's the plan anyway. So we're thinking we're going to turn this program around. You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. You got to play in big-time games, prime time. The Southeastern Conference provides that. So again, I'm not 100% against it. I would prefer to win an ACC championship first before we make that transition, assuming it's even something that we have an opportunity to do. And when it comes to the Big Ten, I'd probably almost say no matter what, unless there's some crazy scenario that is just too good of an offer to turn down. But I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this. Please let me know down in the comment section below. Are you for or against it? What would have to happen for you to be for it or against it? Let me know. Let's chop it up down in the comment section below. I know this was probably going to get some hate because of whatever the title or thumbnail, whatever is for this video, but it is what it is. Your boy Coop's got to work the YouTube algorithm, all right? We'll see if we can set up and do the outro. Remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.